With the Guilty Gear Strive beta being over, it's time to get back to our regularly scheduled program. Talking about Dragon Ball FighterZ, of course. So, a while ago I put out a video talking about Season 4 and whether I think it would come or not. Well, it's time to get into the meat and potato of things and talk about the top 5 characters that I might think have the highest probability to come in Dragon Ball FighterZ Season 4. Let's get started. Number 1, Omega Shenron. This guy seemed like the perfect candidate to come to the game at the end of Dragon Ball FighterZ Season 3. It just turned out we all ended up being fooled. Except, not really. We as a community tricked ourselves into believing Omega was the next character coming after Roshi, due to one image that was teased by Bandai Namco Latin America, who is actually notorious for leaking DLC characters. I remember they did it with GT Goku, and of course when it was time for Roshi to come out, they did it for him as well. But if you guys remember any other DLCs they did this with, please let me know down in the comment section below. So it came as a surprise to many of us that Baby Vegeta and Gogeta Super Saiyan 4 were going to be the next DLC characters to end off Dragon Ball FighterZ Season 3. With Omega Shenron being nowhere in sight and him actually making the most sense, I for one was actually shocked. Omega is not a character I truly care for, but between him and Baby Vegeta, they are the two most iconic GT villains, so if it were to be either of them, I understand why they went with Baby. It's also kind of awkward that they gave us Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and no Omega Shenron, which leads me to believe the character probably has the highest chance to come out of anyone on this list. It's also worth noting that because they're giving us Omega, that possibly we have a dramatic finish to look forward to. One that's obviously going to be made up since Super Saiyan 4 never took out Omega in the original Dragon Ball GT. So hopefully that'll be a thing, along with an added GT Goku versus Baby Vegeta dramatic finish that we definitely deserve. Number 2, Raditz. This is a character that I definitely believe has a chance for Season 4. He's a guy that people have been asking about since launch. Now for me, I again could care less, but I also know that majority rules, and for whatever reason, this character has a strange popularity factor to him. I understand that he was the first major DBZ villain and that people want to flesh out their dreams of the OG Saiyan squad of Base Vegeta, Nappa, and Raditz, or the Saiyan bloodline team of Goku, Bardock, and the long-haired boy himself, but I can also see why the devs would be perplexed by his popularity. And if he comes to Season 4, I understand why they waited so long to give him to the people. Granted, to me, if he comes, I could actually see him being the second release DLC character in the next pack of DLC, because let's face it, he doesn't have the hype to start off or end off a DLC pack, in my personal opinion. Number 3, Majin / Blue Evolution Vegeta. I personally haven't seen a character being talked about more than these two, especially when it comes to a new Vegeta being in the game. And I know we just got Baby Vegeta, but a lot of people would have preferred these two. So I grouped these guys in for the simple fact that they can essentially be the same character. I've talked about this in a previous video before, but basically how this would work is just how Gogeta Blue is the latest iteration of his Super Saiyan counterpart. He has the same moves, and even in the most disrespectful of dramatic finishes against Janemba, he even reverts back to Super Saiyan. So the same could be said for Blue and Majin. Now, although I don't like Blue Evolution aesthetically, the fact that he even does Final Explosion in the TOP gives a decent reason to make a mix of these characters an argument. I do keep hearing though that both of these guys aren't good enough to be standalone characters and they should only be skins. But the release of Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta should honestly quiet anyone that says this, because ArcSys will first of all do what they want. They are capable of giving us unique characters regardless if they share the same name or not. Yes, all of the Gokus and Vegetas may trigger you, but the fact of the matter is, they're still their own characters, and I believe Arxis will give us the uniqueness that we all want from either a new Goku or Vegeta. Number 4, Pikkon. In terms of characters that we don't already have, I think Pikkon would be a great choice simply because he has a following and he's pretty popular when it comes to being asked for as the next DLC character. Before Xenoverse 2, this character hasn't been in many Dragon Ball games. And for a character that isn't truly canon, and honestly didn't do much, his cool factor is enough to make people go crazy for him. I personally would like to see this character solely based on the fact that he would have a shout mechanic. You know, the one where he yelled slurs at Janemba? Whether it be a super move, or a counter super, or a counter level 1, or a grab or something of that sort, I would just love to see how Arxis would implement this. And of course, to top it all off, he would look badass with all of his flame style moves in this beautiful ass Dragon Ball game. Number 5, which is last and for a lot of you probably least, another Goku and Vegeta. I'm talking about Super Saiyan 4 / God Goku and or Vegeta. And the reason I say and is because obviously they could either give us 2 different characters or make Super Saiyan 4 or God, Goku and Vegeta, one character, which would be amazing. The reason I say this is because Arxis has a track record so far of including at least one Goku and Vegeta to their DLC list. So far, of course, this could change at any minute, but I'll be the one to throw some doubt into the mix. I'll use the same argument I use with the other Vegetas on this list, which is whether you like it or not, Arxis makes each variation of Goku or Vegeta fairly different, and with the more DLC that comes out, the more unique they have been. And I wouldn't expect anything less from a Season 4 roster. You may hate the fact that this game is overrun with Goku and Vegeta the duo, but as I've said previously, get over it. Because the Dragon Ball show in its current state is quite frankly about these two powerhouses, and they are undoubtedly the most popular and most profitable. And that leaves me with my final argument, which is the sooner we get all of the Gokus and Vegetas, the sooner we don't have to worry about them. And of course, Dragon Ball FighterZ doesn't stop here. Even after Season 4, we have the possibility to look forward to a Dragon Ball FighterZ 2. So you shouldn't get your hopes up, or your panties in a bunch rather, that your character won't make it, because eventually they will. And I'm verily excited for that to happen once this game, keeps on into its future iterations. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for this list. That's my top 5 characters that I personally see coming in the Dragon Ball FighterZ Season 4 roster. If you guys have a different roster, let me know. What are your top 5 characters and who do you want to see in Season 4? But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Please remember that God and anime are always on your side. Please come join the Bandit Army. That's all I got for you. Peace out.